So, of course, the conference in Miami is focusing on cybersecurity. What is your view of the use of AI, but both, I guess, on the defenders and the attackers side, right?
Yeah. I have a pretty big background in doing offensive security, right? So I always love the offensive security use cases because those are one of my favorite things. Sure, we've seen people writing malware with these new AI things, and like it's a little overblown from that perspective right now. But what they're really good at are doing variations, right? So an example would be, okay, hey, I implemented this function that drops and opens a DLL using like Hell's Gators or some other technique. Pass that into one of these like AI models, and they can immediately start generating variations. So those variations are going to make it a lot harder to automatically signature and trigger on, using the same sort of analysis techniques that we've relied on historically. But we on the defensive side too, right? Like that means the same thing for defenders. They could also start generating like variations and start looking at things in a completely different way, iteratively, by running their detections through these ML models, or by trying to extract analytics of these ML models.
Yeah, so that's super cool. I can't wait to learn more from the conference. Joining us now is Marcus Carey. Hey, Marcus, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Awesome.
So you're hearing, a little bit about Jonathan's view. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to be talking about at the conference.
Yeah, so what's funny about it is that Jonathan and I, we actually work on the same team. We're pretty good friends. Jonathan is, I call him, he thinks like an evil person for sure. And just my background is, I was in the Navy and all that stuff. So I'm like brainwashed to be a defender. So we're like the yin and yang when it comes to these things. And Jonathan definitely has a really good mind for how to be evil. And how I view everything is like we're doing a talk together on good versus evil, blue versus red. That's the talk we're giving together. And what I see from this is that I think these LLMs and all this stuff in the news are force multipliers, but I don't think they actually replace the need for having skill, because the more skill you have, the more you're able to extract out of these tools. So
right.
And that's where I see it going. So if the more the more you're gonna squeeze out of this lemon. It's just like I tell people before all this stuff came out, before all these LLMs and chat came out, the more you knew, the better you were at searching for Google stuff, right? So the more you find out, you always find out more. And so asking the right questions is what gets you the most bang for your buck. And so that's what I've been blown away from. Because if you ask it the right questions, like Jonathan says, some of the stuff Jonathan said, sometimes Jonathan talks and it's like way above my head. But if Jonathan's asking chat to do all these evil things, right, it's just that false multiplier. So a tool is a tool. It can be used for good or evil. And that's what we're going to be talking about.
Well, you said a number of really cool and relevant things. One is force multiplier. We're developing a character for our comics called the Force Multiplier. And that character's background is naval intelligence, or SIGINT, signal intelligence and things like that. So that's cool. And
that's right up my alley. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah. And is it true that you like Marvel comics and things like that?
I'm a huge fan. If you could see on the left or right of me, tons of different comic book stuff. I'm reliving my past. Love my comics.
Well, I can't wait to meet you. We can brainstorm. Maybe you could be a model for the character. You never know.
That would be dope.
Indeed. All right. Well, on behalf of a grateful digital universe, who includes both, good and evil, hopefully more good than evil. Nothing personal, Jonathan. Thanks for who you are and what you do and why you do it, and can't wait to see you at the conference in May. We'll have the details of the conference up as part of the show, so that the audience knows how they can register.